Welcome to another episode of the Pit Village podcast. Now, as always, we're sponsored by Prospect 27 Pay Monthly websites, and what I want to talk about today is building a website design agency and going from zero to £20,000 a year in residual income within 12 months. Now, if you're looking to build yourself a business-to-business company, maybe you know how to make a website, maybe you don't know how to make a website, but if you're interested in creating a design agency, a website design agency, then let's get to it. Let's get started. So at the beginning of 2020, I started my business Prospect 27, £30 a month, pay monthly websites, bespoke website design, web hosting, domain names, email address. So I took up the responsibility of their website hosting and the charges and long-term responsibility that comes with that, I guess. And I took that on and I said, right, I'll charge you a monthly fee, but all this is covered and I'll manage it for you as well. So from zero at the beginning of last year, I've now got my 99th customer this week. Some of them have fell off, but I reliably get 60 people paying me. That covers my external costs for the business. And I get a modest £1,400 a month at the moment, around that for myself, after tax and all this good stuff. So within a year, the actual annual income is around £24,000 per year. I'm bringing in about £2,000 every month. So, it's not that I've conquered the world, but that's from a diverse amount of different people. So even during this pandemic, I've been able to sign these people up. And at the end of the day, this has just been about numbers. If you're wanting to know how you can do something the same, from 0 to 20k a year business that allows you to work your own hours, by the end of this 20 minutes, that's what I'm hoping. You're going to have the information in order to go and do, but having the information and executing on that information is two different things. So if you listen to this today and in 12 months you haven't got a £20,000 a year business, don't come crying to me, because I know it's possible. And I could have got a lot more if I were working at 100% of my efficiency. I'll tell you the truth, because, I'm not lived the best of lifestyles, let's put it that way, in regards to my living circumstances on being between my parents and all the good stuff that comes with having nothing. So going from nothing to 20k a year, how do you do it with your own business? First and foremost, you think about the foundations. I've already mentioned the fact that I offer a pay monthly service. If you're wanting to become a website design agency, which is what I'm going to talk you through today, for me, I like the pay monthly service. I like the website as a service, because you're building a customer base, and I just stick to the website. I'll design you this website. I'll add you the content. My particular price is £30 a month. I want 100 people pay me £30, and it's a diverse range of different people. If anything does happen with the economy, if anything slows down, you're hoping that they're still going to be able to pay you £1 a day. And if everything goes bad and the world, the world goes upside down, as it has during the last year, and half of your customers leave you, you've at least still got a sustainable wage. This was the aim that I had in mind. Your aim may be to have less customers but more money, which is fine. You might want to charge £100 a month and get 30 customers or 50 customers. It all depends on the level of service in which you want to provide. Now, you need to decide this. If you want to take a one-off fee and just, I'm going to design you a website, that's all I want to do, I'll leave it with a customer. I would not be taking responsibility for the hosting, which is the first thing I want to talk you through. Because for me, the first thing I had to go out and purchase was website hosting, a website hosting server, reseller hosting they call it. Now, a word of caution with this, just make sure you're going with the right company. If you're going to offer a website hosting service, providing customers with email addresses, with the domain names, you need to be in this for the long term. You need to ensure that you're not going to flake out in a year's time, because if you do, they're going to lose everything, and it's not fair on the customer. And again, if you're only taking a one-off fee and you're not charging a monthly or yearly at least to cover the costs of your website hosting service that you're providing for them, then you're going to go out of business. It's inevitable, because you can't take on that responsibility and not be compensated for it, because inevitably when things do go bad and the website, something happens to it or whatever, you're going to be responsible. And if they're not paying you on a monthly basis and something goes wrong and you've got to fix it, you're taking time out your week to go and fix it. And that's taking time out your pockets, because you're not on the phone selling your service again and again and again. So for me, I'm going to speak about building a monthly retained customer base. If you want to offer a one-off fee, that's fine, but you'll find that you will always be having to sell your service as a website designer. So looking at hosting companies, make sure that they're reputable. Now, I don't want to endorse any other businesses out there. I've been with a couple of bad companies. I'm now with a great hosting service, a UK base. You'll be able to find them online. They're one of the largest in the UK. It's not one of the top 5 GoDaddy or anything. It's a reseller hosting. But this is what you need to find out. You need to find out who is the best hosting service. Have I got website backups? Can I take a backup of each website? Which is very important, because you'll need to be able to take them files. And if that's going to cost you every time that you're going to do that, you need to be thinking about, well, is this structured into my price? So it all depends on the level of service that you're going to offer. But for me, I want to take a website backup for every website that I've ever done, which is over 100 at the moment. And I want to have them saved on an external hard drive at the end of every single month. Because then if worst case scenario does happen, I can go elsewhere. I can take my websites with me and I've still got a business. So this is a very important topic. If you're going into a website design, if you're wanting to start a website design agency, get with the right hosting service, make sure that they've got some longevity, that they've got thousands and thousands of great reviews by customers, and you won't go wrong. Now, I use WordPress. You'll need to find the website builder, I suppose, the website, they call them CMS, that is right for yourself. I know WordPress because I've worked with it for many years. So you need to learn the system in which you're working with. But there's a couple of thoughts that I've got on what makes a good website designer. So you need to know about the technical setup, the website hosting, the domain names, email addresses. You need to be able to advise on that, whether you're telling your customers to go to specific companies such as Namecheap and get their own WordPress hosting and their own domain, and they own it and they are them responsible for it. You need to be able to advise them and at least set it up for them. If somebody wants to transfer the domain or transfer their entire website to you, or transfer their email address over and keep their emails, how do you do this stuff? If somebody's already owned the domain name and they've got an email address associated with that domain, they're paying GoDaddy £7 a month, how do you take their domain name, recreate that email address, and make sure they don't lose any of the emails that they've had for the last 8 months through the service with GoDaddy? So these are all things that are going to come up. You need to know the technicalities of this, and you will get to know it by practicing it. And we'll delve into that in a little bit, but the technical setup, domains, hosting, the design and the structure of the website. So the actual web pages that you're going to create for this customer, how should it be structured? And then creating a bespoke website that works for them. So I work with builders, for instance. I need to know what their specialism is in order to write the right content, know the customer base, know the pain points. So again, content writing, it's about designing a website that's mobile responsive, the page structure's right, you've got a page for each service, a page for each area that they cover. And each piece of work that my customers send me are pages with themselves. So if they've done a driveway in Leeds, a bespoke driveway in Roundhay, Leeds, and that's a page within itself. It's got a photo gallery, a description of the work, and then each page is indexing on Google, and it's set up well for search engines. For WordPress, you want to be using Yoast SEO. That will set up your website well. You need to set it up well within the configuration. A lot of people, what they'll do, they'll install the plugin, activate it, and leave it. That's no good. You need to be taking control then of every, they call it metadata, so it's the data that Google is going to take from your specific pages, and you'll be best off editing each one, basically, to ensure that it's coming up well. You're taking control of the site title and the name and page title of each page. I mean, it's a lot of work, that. So make sure you've got the area pages covered, a page for each service. Rather than just having one service page, you have a page for each service for your customers. So you set up the website well to begin with. And these are a couple of things you need to know. So you need to know the technical setup, the system in which you're working with. For WordPress, you need to then get some premium themes, access to those, maybe check out Elements and Vanto. So that's a great, a lot of different assets for website designers to use. And then you need to be thinking about the skills in which you need to create a good website. So you need to be thinking about user interaction. They call it UI, UX. So what is the customer's journey? How does this benefit your customer? How does it get their target audience to believe in their product? So you're thinking about your customer's customer, your customer's target audience. What are their pain points? How do you write the content that's going to emotionally appeal to them and get them on the phone and get some results from this website? So it's not an easy game creating a website that works for a company. And when we're talking about SEO, setting it up well for search engines, I've talked about Yoast, and I've also talked about the site structure. Have you got localized area pages? Have you got a page for each portfolio piece? So they've got the work on there displaying, but they're all pages within themselves. So that will then give your website depth, and each page is going to be ranking on Google individually. Particularly the area service pages is going to let Google know, look, this is who we are, this is where we cover. Over time, that's going to assist. And then you need to be on the local listings, Google My Business. You need to know this stuff so you can tell your customers, oh, where do I find my website on Google? Well, are you on Google My Business? Are you on Google Maps yet? Oh, no. Well, get this link, here you go, sign up to this. This will put you on Google Maps, attach your website to it. You utilise it like a Facebook page, but also put your website on your Facebook page and put it on your Yelp page and put it on all these high authority websites where you've got a listing. Why ain't your website on there? Oh, yeah. So you need to, this is where we're getting into the nitty gritty now, because now it's time to market yourself. So we've talked a little bit about some of the skills you're going to need in order to make a website. So learn the system, learn WordPress, learn what you need to know, the plugins, the themes, the initial setup, content writing, a little bit about search engine optimization, or indeed, do you ask your customers for the content and they need to write it themselves? A lot of website designers do that, but I think what you'll find is customers will be hesitant, and that's not being competitive and providing value, is it? So I just said, right, I'll write your content for you, let's go. Let's get it up, let's get it live. 100 customers, 30 quid a month, 3 grand a month, sit at home, manage my own business, manage my own hours, pay all my bills, and I'm good. That was my aim. What's your aim? As you're making a website design business, think about your foundations. The last word of warning on this, if you're going to be responsible for the website hosting, the domain names and their email addresses, and taking website backups and ensuring that the website stays live online, you need to let people know that, look, you're paying me on a monthly basis. This covers this website hosting. If you don't pay me, mate, I can't cover this cost. I can't provide this service. It's an external cost. So by all means, if you want to take the website elsewhere and you own it, you can give me some cash up front. If not, you need to make sure that this is paid by this date on every month, or else the website goes down. That needs to be clear as day for your customers to know. If you're responsible for the hosting and you're charging them for it, then it needs to be like Wix. If you don't pay Wix or you don't pay GoDaddy, your website don't exist anymore. And if you're not going to take that approach, I've had people taking advantage of me like, oh, I'll send you money this week. I'll send you money next week. And not sending you money then 7 months later. And you've been chasing them. And then you finally take the website down because you've been so soft for 7 months. You think, do you know what? You're taking the mickey out of me, mate. And I'm not I don't be soft anymore. I don't need you. You will get to the point where you feel like this with customers. It's like, if you're not gonna respect me enough to pay me for the service that I'm providing you, why should I keep providing this service? I'm not a charity, mate. I didn't get into business to somebody to. So that's another story anyway. So we've got the foundations right. Now it's time to brand yourself, market yourself, and again, set the right boundaries with customers, set customer expectations, ensure that you are creating long-term positive relationships where it is mutual respect. You are going to get paid. It is going to be set up on a standing order. It is what you need it to be, and it is what they need it to be. So always live up to your responsibilities, but if the customer's not doing so, then you're a bit of a pushover. I've been a pushover this year because I wanted to keep people, and I'm wanting to, if I could go back in time, if somebody had not paid me, first time they didn't pay, the website had been chopped off. And it's as simple as that. I've set it all up right, but I've had to learn these mistakes so you don't have to. So how do you create a brand? And how do you go out there into the market and find customers who are going to deal with you and let you manage their websites for them? Because it's a big responsibility, and it's a big ask from a customer standpoint. You're saying, look, I want to be responsible for your brand. I want to be responsible for what your customers see when they search you online. And they're thinking, oh, and if they don't know who you are, and you haven't got no other work, and you've not worked with anybody else before, you've got to have a brand that shows them that, look, I'm going to provide you value for the long term. Perceived value. Marketing is about perceived value. Whether you provide that value will then determine whether you keep the customer. It's not whether you get the customer. You can get the customer with perceived value. You need to sell yourself so they perceive your value to be higher than the money that they're paying you. So I say, right, £30 a month. The perceived value for you is, look, I'm accountable, I'm here. We can update it every month, mate. Don't worry about Wix and all these. 20 quid a month on Wix in it to create your own. But I'll create this for you. And it's only £30 a month. And it covers all the costs that you could get covered with Wix. But also there's unlimited websites. You've got unlimited pages. And you've got somebody here to create it, design it for you. I'll help you write the content. I've got a level 5 diploma in digital marketing. So for £30 a month, is it, no setup fees. I'm not asking for £500 up front. Don't worry, mate. You've no money to pay up today. It's just an initial £30, and then let's go. We'll take it from there. And that was my value when I first found somebody up. Because this time I didn't do free projects. But what I would say to people, because I had already created a website. I created a marketing agency in 2017 that failed. So I'd already been through all this. And then somebody asked me to create my website. I told them, yeah, give me 200 quid. So I had my portfolio with that one website. I then phoned somebody up, and I weren't taking a setup fee. So I didn't have to justify myself that much. Look, mate, I'm getting into this. I've just created this website. Here it is. I've worked with this large company over here or the other year, and their website's still live. Here that is. And here we go. Let's go. £30 a month. But what I would say to people, if you're just getting started in this, and if you're just getting started in website design, your friend's mother owns a company. Go and do a website for her for free. And make sure you do a good job. And then your friend is he works with, your friend works with somebody who they're in a scaffolding business together. So your friend has a word with his boss, and he wants a website as well. So you're doing one for note as well. And then, you've got a part-time job in this warehouse, and the person that you got inducted with, he's a boxing instructor, and he wants a website doing. Just to, why not? He wants to expand on the brand. So you get going, you got your free websites, you do them all for nothing. You're learning throughout that process, not only learning how to create a better website, but learning how to create a website for a customer. Because creating a website towards a customer's specification and ensuring that they're happy with a website, that's two different games. Anybody can make a website as a hobby, but creating one that works for a company long term where they're going to be happy to pay you on a monthly basis. Now, that's an hard job, but what you will do is you'll do a couple for free. You'll learn a lot with them. You'll learn what works. You'll learn what doesn't work. Maybe do more for free. When I first got into this website design game, I did 10 for free, 10 websites for free. All right, let's go. And if it takes you 2 days, it's only a month's worth of investment for a full portfolio of work, testimonials. And then what you do, you create yourself a website that's got all those websites on there that showcases what you can do. Got your pricing structure on there, however you've structured your business, whether there's an upfront fee, whether it's a pay monthly service, whatever it is, all the value that you can provide. Look, it's web hosting, it's no setup fee, it's unlimited pages, it's email addresses, it is whatever you want, mate, let's go. And then you go out there into the market, you've got a website, you've got some testimonials, from some reviews from the first people who you did for free. They will happily give you a review on Facebook for the website that you've done them for free. And if they won't, then you've done a bad job and you're not serviced them correctly. And the reason you're probably not serviced them correctly is because you're doing it for free and you feel like you should be getting paid. So don't go into this half-hearted. If you're going to do them for free, do them as you would if you were going to take money. It's as simple as that, or don't do it. Right, so you need to be providing perceived value, so you build yourself a brand around a specialism, which in this case is website design, but also you build it around a niche market. So my niche audience is builders, plumbers, tradesmen. That's who I've built my brand around. It's not only a specialism that I'm a website designer either. It is a pay monthly website as a service. It is £30 a month, and this is the level of service that you get. This is the level of service. This is my target audience. This is with a niche market that I'm targeting. Build a brand around that. Like I said, I've got a target audience then. I've got a price point. I've got a level of service. I value my skills and know my worth. But I know the flip side of that. I know what I can't do. And I set the right boundaries with customers from the get-go. And then what do? You get on phone and you call these people. You call these plumbers. You call the electricians. You call the builders, you call the joiners, you call whoever you want to call. And then you ask them, do you need a website, mate? And most of them are going to say, get lost. I've had 4 of these phone calls today. Oh, so then you might have to get a little bit creative and you might have to start asking them questions about the business, how they've been getting on during the lockdown. Okay, could they be doing any better? Right, have they ever considered a website? Okay, so you've had a website before, it didn't work out. No problem. How much was you paying? £200 a month? Oh, Christ. So there were a lot of expectation with that, were there? Did they used to update it on a monthly basis? No. So what were you paying £200 a month for? Right. So that didn't work out, did it? Okay. Well, I do only charge £30 a month. And I do offer X, Y, and Z. I have got a level 5 diploma in digital marketing, so the website will be set up for this, this, and this. Now, you can't guarantee no results with a website, but what you can guarantee is that, this will be the forefront of your business. People will be able to go here, they'll see what you specialise in, we'll display all your work, I'll take it all from Facebook, next to no work for you, and what you will have then is a professional website you can present to customers to showcase, look, I'm in business. Is that not something that you've ever considered? Boom! You've got yourself a website sale. And then off you go. 30 quid a month. You repeat that 5 times in the first month. You've got your first 5 customers. And you're laughing. You've got your first 5 customers. And then you get a little bit more, confident. So in January of last year, I got 5 customers. It took me to £150 a month. £150 a month. From 0 to £150 a month. Residual income. And that wasn't first month. It just about covered my costs, let's face it. The costs of the business. Not, nothing for my life. February came, I got another 9 sales. And then we had 14 customers. And that month I did £420. Second month. Third month on March 2020. Can everybody remember what happened in March 2020? We entered a global pandemic. So I was 2 months into my business, we entered a global pandemic. But I still got 8 sales in March. Slowed down a little bit. I only got 4 in April. Do you know what? 3 of them were referrals from previous customers. So I knew I was doing a good job here because I was getting referrals. So I went back at it in May. My confidence come back. I realised the world wasn't ending. And I got another 8. So we're at 34 customers. We're at 34 customers at the moment. And we're in May. We're at the end of May. So in May, actually did 810. No, did £1,000. And then in June, another 6 customers. Took me to 40. July, I only got 3 customers. August, I got 6. September, I got 2. October, I got 8. November, I got 17 new customers. So in November, I increased my residual income by £510 per month. But I also increased the responsibility I had, to the customer base. At this point, I was on 77 customers by the end of November last year. And then I did 5 in December because I didn't do any calls and I was still reaping the benefits from November. Now let me explain. This sales chart that we've got here at the moment can be directly correlated to the amount of work I put in each month. And I've got it all on a spreadsheet. So I set up a system here where I got, it says month, target, sales, total target, actual clients, target cash, monthly income total, and month percent. And it says yearly income target, yearly income, and yearly percent. So these are my columns on my Excel spreadsheet. And then on each month, we've got obviously the target for how many sales I want, how many sales I actually got, the total target, which is all the sales targets added up, including that month, the actual clients that I've got at the end of that month, the target for the amount of money I want to earn monthly, and then the target for the amount of money that I am earning monthly, and then of course the same on a yearly basis. So I wanted to end the year on £36,000 per year, and I ended it on 27,700. So I didn't hit the 100% target within the first year, but obviously this is £0 to £20,000 per year in 1 year. This is what I want to talk about, going from 0 to a £20,000 per year annual income within a residual based business as a website designer. So we said that I got 5 sales in January and I did 100 quotes. Now in February I got 9 sales and I did 150 quotes, bearing in mind I was still reaping some of the rewards from the quotes that I got in January. March come along, I got 8 sales, I did 150 quotes. April 4 sales, 100 quotes. May I got 8 sales, 110 quotes. June I got 6 sales, I did 130 quotes over the phone. July 3 sales, I did 171 quotes. August I got 6 sales and I did 200 quotes. September I did 0 quotes and I got 2 sales. October I did 210 quotes, the best so far on record. I got 8 sales, one of the best months on record. I then moved into this November. I did 600 quotes on the phone in November, 20 every single day for 30 days, and I got 17 sales. So I've gone from 210 in October, where I got 8 sales, and then 600 in November, where I got 17 sales, and then I've got 0 in December. I did not phone a soul in December, and I still got 5 sales, and that was from the work that I'd done in November, the 600 quotes. We moved into January 2021 and I backed off a little bit, went back into customer service mode. You will see that there is a drop in sales every couple of months. So like July, for instance, I did a little bit on the phone, but I only got 3 sales and I was only aiming for 4 sales. Whereas in June, I was aiming for 9 and I got 6. So, I was only aiming for 4 in July because I recognised that once I got to like 50 customers, which I was nearly at, I needed to go into customer service mode, retain some customers, make sure they're offering a good service, and then I can go back out there and double up. So that was the intention. And then it's complete customer service mode, and that's where I'm at the moment. I will not do another cold call now. I'm happy with where I am with this company. And now I'm going to record a podcast and get into business to business podcasting. But that's a little bit of the nitty gritty. I just wanted to put that out there to say that the amount of work that I did, for instance, November, 600 quotes, 17 sales, but September, 0 quotes, I got 2 sales. So it seems obvious to me that, guys, if you're out there and you run a company and you're not taking track of what you're doing every day, how many quotes you got on a monthly basis and how many sales you got on that in that month, then how will you ever be able to look back and say, well, this is the amount of effort that I put in this particular month. This is the results that I got. So clearly this is working. The system that I've got is working, because if I were doing 600 quotes and I were only getting 2 or 5 sales, and I were doing 200 quotes and I were getting 2 sales, obviously I'm doing something wrong. Whereas if I'm doing 600 and I get 18 sales, 17 sales, and I do 200 and I get 6 sales, then it's the same. It's the same. For every 200 that I do, I'm getting 6 sales. 6, 6, 6. Number of the devil, coincidentally, but 3 6s is 18. Let's go. November we got 17, 600. October we got 8 on 210. So you can tell that it's just about there. It's the same ratio at all times. So I've even got the closing ratio. The closing 4% in January, 2.5% in Feb, 2.5% in March. I got 5% of the leads that I got in April, but some of them were referrals. So it's not 100% like, I rang 100 people, I got 5 sales, because it doesn't always work like that. Some of the people that went ahead in October, or I may have rang in September, or whatever the case may be. Some people that went ahead in July, I may have rang in June. It's like I may have rang them in March and they've gone ahead in July. So the work that you're putting in today doesn't always pay off today, particularly when you're running a business-to-business company. The branding that you're doing, the marketing, that's all to get you to the top of the game, so you can approach new customers and you can reach out and you get a certain level of customer, and then you can approach that level of customer and say, well, I work with this company, we've been able to do X, Y, and Z. Here's this case study that we've got online. You're building these assets to be able to utilize for the long term, and if you're not building a brand for the long term, then you need to get out of business. You need to get out of business. And that is the game. So if you are looking to build a website design agency, what can you do today? First and foremost, think about the fundamentals. Are you going to offer website hosting, email addresses, domain names? Are you going to be responsible for that? And if so, you need to take a monthly payment. How much is that going to be? Are you going to manage your website for them? And what level of service do you want to offer people? And who is your niche market? Now, you also need to learn the technical setup, about domains, about web hosting, at least to be able to give advice, the design and the structure of a website to create a mobile responsive website, a bespoke website that actually works for that business rather than just a copy and paste, here you go. It needs to be structured for that business in particular. Area pages, particular service pages, not just one page for services, a page for each service. Search engine optimization. How do you set up a website well for search engines? We just mentioned a couple of points there. Specific area pages, specific service pages, specific portfolio pages. And then, of course, if you are on WordPress, using Yoast SEO to take control of the metadata. The last word of warning, once again, if you're going to be responsible for the website hosting, email addresses, domain names, remember to make sure that your customers are aware of those charges and that they are covered in the monthly service. And if they fail to pay, then you will fail to pay on those charges, and ultimately the website's going to be taken down. Know your skills, value your worth, but also the flip side of that, once again, know what you can't do. Set the right boundaries with people and offer one level of service, or whatever level of service you offer, make sure that you let the customer know that, look, this service, this is what it is. This is what we do provide. This is what we don't provide. If you are looking for X, Y, and Z, for instance, I do not provide e-commerce support. If you ever need to sell anything on your website, perhaps you'll be better off with another service elsewhere. So thanks a lot for your time once again today. This is building a 20k a year WordPress agency in 12 months. Little step-by-step process. 0 to £20,000 a year in 1 year. No excuses. Let's go. Thanks a lot for your time. The Pit Village podcast, as always, sponsored by Prospect 27, pay monthly websites. We are looking to interview more people. Interviews at pitvillagepodcast.co.uk. Get in touch if you are a small business owner or you have stories around other important topics such as mental health, bereavement, addiction, and all the other great things, hard topics that we've been speaking about on this podcast. Thanks a lot once again for your time, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Pit Village podcast for the Marathon March. One podcast every single day. Let's see how it goes, see what we can do, and then we'll go from there.